But first, the fallout from bullying claims by Labor women senators against one of their own, the now late Victorian Senator Kitching, intensified today. At one level, the treatment of Kitching, the hostility, the nastiness that her close friends like former Labor leader Bill Shorten says added to her stress, contributing, it would seem, to her premature death, well, that's just gossip from the Canberra bubble. That certainly is how Anthony Albanese hopes the media will treat it. The problem for him is that while Kimberley can no longer speak for herself, her friends are speaking for her. Yesterday, the Labor leader tried to turn the alleged bullies into victims, claiming it was disrespectful that Senator Wong, Senator Gallagher and Senator Keneally were being referred to as the mean girls for their treatment of Kitching.
I find it astonishing that in 2022 I get a question using the term mean girls. I find that extraordinarily disrespectful to describe strong, articulate, principled women like Penny Wong, Katie Gallagher and Christina Keneally.
Not so, says long-time Labor man, former federal MP Michael Danby, speaking with 3AW's Neil Mitchell this morning.
Yeah, it's beneath Anthony to focus on just the phrase from an old film that was said in private conversation. Address the issue, be a big person, say that mistakes were made, the people are sorry, and we can all go on and consider other issues. We won't bring Kimberley back, which to all her friends and family is the saddest thing.
For Anthony Albanese to claim that it's somehow disrespectful to the dead and their family to examine the factors that added to the pressure on Kitching is wrong. And we know it's wrong because it is Kitching's own friends and supporters who are making sure those that tormented her have been named and shamed and a spotlight shone on their conduct. After all, Wong, Gallagher and Keneally have all loudly demanded others treat women better than it appears they've treated their own colleague. Here was Senator Wong just 2 years ago at a breakfast in Adelaide for International Women's Day. She said, "So much of our work as feminists is dedicated to supporting and enabling other women. Whether it's in the public square or on social media, we need to have each other's backs." Supporting women, having each other's back. Well, last night I told you about an ABC report back in 2019 where a Labor colleague threw a barb at Kitching in a Senate tactics meeting. The barb was that she possibly didn't understand the issue of school children protesting about climate change because she was childless. Now, like me, Kimberley and her husband wanted children, but were unable to have them. Now, I can't speak for her, but I know for me, there's not much you can throw at me that wounds as much as that. And as Sherry Markson revealed in The Australian today, that hurtful, low jab came from none other than the Leader of the Opposition in the Senate, Australia's would-be Foreign Minister, Penny Wong. Now, I've dealt with Wong for many years. I wanted to believe she wouldn't make someone's personal life a target, given her own battles on same-sex marriage and having children. So I went directly to her office. I asked her to deny it. Penny Wong has had hours, no reply. She said yesterday she didn't agree with the assertions of the bullying claims made about her. When asked by the media if she intended to go to Kimberley's funeral in Melbourne on Monday, Wong claimed she wasn't sure because she had, quote, an engagement in the Northern Territory with some First Nations communities. Now, that could well be true, but she also had these Labor Party fundraisers. An evening with Penny Wong, the invitation says, on Monday night. And another one the next day, a fundraiser for the Solomon re-election campaign. This one, $150 a ticket. Caught out by Sherry Markson, Wong rushed out a statement late this afternoon that her fundraisers would now be postponed and she'll attend Monday's funeral. Whether those that loved Kimberley Kitching will want her there or not, well, that's not for me to say. But one of the worst features this tragic but instructive episode exposes is the hypocrisy and double standards. The double standards of the left against the right and of Labor versus Liberal. If Kitching had been a woman of the Labor left, as Penny Wong is, as Katie Gallagher is, and as Christina Keneally is in ideology, if not formal affiliation, there's no doubt she would have been a protected species. Instead, Kitching was one of that disappearing breed, a Labor right-winger, a right-winger in the hawk tradition, a supporter of the US alliance and of sensible economics. Listen again to long-time Labor man, Michael Danby.
I think most Australians probably didn't know her, but she was a future foreign minister and defence minister with the hot breath of China on Australia's neck. Her hawkish views, which were part of the reason, Neil, and I want people to very clearly understand this, her views on China, that she was unpopular with some of the more cookie-cutter characters in Canberra. Those views were, more necessary than ever, and we feel the loss so strongly because, if you knew her, you knew her days were coming.
Tough on China, hawkish views. So to Labor's Mean Girls Club, Kitching's stance on China offended the Labor left. The cozy's up to China, runs and signs their Belt and Road deals and takes their dubious donations. Why this whole issue matters to anyone watching this program tonight is that within weeks, you'll vote. And who you choose will set our country's course at a critical time in our history and that of the wider world. Look at Ukraine. Look at China. I'll be bringing you an interview soon with Taiwan's Foreign Minister on these challenges shortly. These women who Kimberley Kitching and her supporters say behave so unprofessionally, with such cruelty, could be those who you elect to protect us. All of these women, these mean girls, Wong, Gallagher and Keneally, stand to be serious cabinet ministers in an Albanese government. And the Labor leader wants you to elect him PM when he demands a standard on women from Scott Morrison that he again today refuses to apply to himself or the Labor Party. The alleged bullying of Victorian Minister Jane Garrett by Premier Daniel Andrews, the alleged bullying of Victorian backbencher Karshela Vaghela by her own Labor colleagues, and now what's happened to Kitching. It's hard to avoid the conclusion, isn't it, that Labor has a problem with women. What this terrible tragedy has also exploded is the notion that just having more women in Parliament via a quota system favoured by Labor is the guarantee of a nicer, gentler public life. Because Wong, Gallagher and Keneally have shown themselves to be anything but. What we need are better people, stronger characters in the Parliament, not just more female chromosomes. And what Kimberley Kitching is owed and deserves is that the truth is told and that those who want high office have at least the guts to own up to what they did.